raise your hand a little higher.
Madam Secretary General, there are 23 voting members present.
Thank you, Madam. We will okay, thank you.
Madam President, I resume the standing orders.
Thank you, Madam.
Madam President, just to explain to you what is this point, we have our grant coordinator in line Zoom, and she will be reading her updates, and you will be able to ask her any questions you have regarding her reports. And the next point on the agenda will be the voting of the absentee votes.
Thank you, Paul.
To please see, I don't have a name in the Zoom yet.
So we will move to the next point. Fill that up. Or you will wait for her. Technical.
Yeah, I don't have the paper. Sorry for organizing. I just arrived, so I don't have.
45.
Yeah.
Okay, and because you were late, so
I was
thank
not.
you now for that. So it's okay. It's okay. Technical shower. And a small reminder during the GA meetings when you're raising your hand, please raise high. For the people in the background, don't speak because we have a microphone down there and people in live stream can hear you. So be quiet. And during the discussion, let us be direct, in your point, and be concise with the speech. So, you already have that here? Oh, yes, sheet. That's right. Elena, can you hear us?
it working?
Yes, great. So,
Thanks.
point 3 agenda is Lena Coresio, health coordinator. And Lena, you can present the report.
Sorry, I don't hear you that much.
Okay, I will use another microphone. And now?
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, you can start.
Okay. Hi everyone. First, hope you're having a good day. I'm going to read my updates. Since the writing of my report, I, of course, continue to monitoring for opportunities on grants and awards for EPSA, but also for members association. When I find something, I share usually with advocacy coordinator. When I find something that can be useful, I start the application for an opportunity on fundraising for EPSA around mental health events. So which shows a specific event, which is the ER of 2024. So I will send the application today. T is from a French association, depending on French business school, which is ESCP, if you maybe know. I also attend the team meeting online, unfortunately, because I couldn't be with you guys. And I had a meeting with the advocacy coordinator to define specific topics for me to have a more specific research or opportunity for every could want for the minutes. So for the updates, that's kind of it for the moment. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and I will try to answer as much as possible.
Okay, thank you, Lena. We have some new points here. First, up Portugal.
Bernardo Alto, Portugal. So I wanted to ask you to give an estimated timeline of the application or the trying of the application for the European Youth Foundation grant. It was a bit explained in your report, and I asked a few questions, but we don't feel very informed about what happened. Even in the emails, the email thread that was opened after it. So if you could give a little timeline of what happened and why did it actually fail, it would be great. Thank you.
Lena Concordians. I'm not sure who I'm talking to because I didn't hear the beginning, but I will try to answer. I'm sorry first if the email wasn't clear enough for the explanation. Like I said in the email, I will share, hopefully as soon as possible, with you guys a paper explaining more in details the issue that I had, so we can give the knowledge for the next mandate to avoid the same mistakes that I made. For what happens, many things I would say. We had like a miscommunication issue because I take most of part of the responsibility, of course. We had also issues in the team for personal reasons. Some people weren't able to be available for some of the writing, and that's totally fine. And we should have anticipated it, of course, but we couldn't. So, and there were at the end issues during the application in itself, because I couldn't go through the application until I fill out everything. So when I filled out everything, there was an issue, a technical issue with the pop-up that came, and I couldn't resolve this issue in the timeline before the deadline. So yeah, that was the major issue, technical issue that I had. But like I said, I will explain it more in details in a paper that I will share with you to be very transparent on that. And yeah, I hope I answered a little bit more. If you want me to be more detailed, let me know.
Thank you, Lena. The next point was just additional.
Jascha, this is Slovenia. We would just like to ask what steps you will take to ensure you gain enough knowledge and are successful in applying for these grants in the future or also other grants.
Thank you, Lena.
Lena, Green Coordinator. I'm not sure if I heard everything right, but if you wanted me to be sure to ensure that it can't be repeated in the future, from what I say, I think the sharing of knowledge is the most important thing. So this is the paper that I'm talking about to make sure that it doesn't repeat itself. And if I can, with the maybe next time we will take my position, have a more specific handover on how to plan those type of timeline, and to be sure to have the time to be sure to take every possibility that could happen and make us lose time. Yeah, to be, I don't know, I'd say, but yes, to be the most preventive as we can be. I don't know if I answer your question.
Thank you, Lena. The next point was by Alex, Portugal.
It is out Portugal. We would like to know how the communication with the treasurer is going related to the creation of the bank account in France to obtain the French grant. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena.
Lena, Grant Coordinator. We didn't discuss it yet. Again, I write it on my report because I intend to do that very soon. But no, we didn't yet to discuss it. Sorry. But I will do it very soon. I will take contact with Katrina on that to be sure that we are on time and figure the solution for that application.
Thank you, Lena. Do we still have direct computing? So the next one was Anna Cross.
Pauline de France. Concerning the database, how many grants are documented and is there a database for awards? Thank you.
Lena?
Lena, Grant Coordinator. At the moment, we have 3 major grants that are in the database that you may have knowing of, the EYF, the Erasmus Plus, and the FDVA. Of course, we are searching to add more of them. It's one of the purpose of the mandate. And for the awards, of course, there is some that I was aware of during my handover period, for example, the Charlemagne Prize and everything. And we are trying to find new ones, like the one that we find that is proposed by the ESCP, sorry. And yeah, the database will be, of course, updated throughout all the mandates to be sure that we have everything that we find, so it could be easier for the next year to find opportunities.
Thank you, Lena. Anna France, Director.
Pauline de France. For the Erasmus Plus grants, do you have more precise grants that you want to ask? Or is it really just only the idea of Erasmus grant because there are a lot of them. So we wanted to know which ones do you have in mind. And for the database for awards, maybe if you can share it with LSS and APR, it could be a good idea so that we can apply to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Next point is Državnica Slovenia.
Sorry, I didn't hear. What can you say, Ravana?
Sorry.
I know this was Slovenia. In your report, you mentioned eligibility for the EYF structural grant. Can you please describe your findings regarding this grant and how can EPSA become eligible for this? Thank you.
Lena?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Can you maybe write it so we don't have to say it again?
Can you please repeat? And speak louder.
In your report, you mentioned eligibility for the EYF structural grant. Can you please explain your findings regarding this grant and how can EPSA become eligible for it?
Thank you, Državnica. Lena, did you hear?
Lena, grant coordinator. About the EYF grants, we weren't able to be eligible because we don't have an employee for the grant. So I will talk to the team member, maybe more to manual inventory, to ask if that is a possibility for the next mandate to see if it's more valuable to do that or to search for other opportunities. But that's why we put it, and we will find or other opportunities or find a way to see if this is a possibility for EPSA.
Thank you, Lena. We have point of information right now.
Manuel, President and past grant coordinator. For the Erasmus Plus grant, civil society cooperation grant, that's the one we don't have eligibility for because we don't have an employee. But for the EYF grant, for us to apply for the structural grant or that they have proposed, we have to be some sort of partner with them. We have to have been eligible and have received grants from their institution for at least 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a long-term plan for us to apply to the structural grant. It's something that would be very, very valuable for EPSA. It would only happen if we apply for the EYF grant next year. It would only happen in 2026, for example.
Thank you, Manuel. We have point of information by Državnica.
I'm Državnica Slovenia. I'm asking specifically about this grant because it's one of the few grants that actually allows for it to include like different procedures and workings of an association that applies, so actual structural things like administration costs and stuff like that, because normally in grants they cover events, so real costs regarding to the events, and this is one of the few ones that is specific that can be related to cost by organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Državnica. We had a new point from Asot Romania.
Andra, Festival Romania, congrats on your work. You mentioned in your report that you will also provide opportunities to the education department. So I was wondering if you can explain a little bit more about this fact. Thank you.
Sorry, Masafera. Lena has clarification.
It was about the end. What do you want me to be more precise of about my report? Sorry, I didn't understood.
Under Festival Romania, 2.5, the other section. So you mentioned that you will also provide opportunities to the education department whenever they need it. So my question was about what kind of opportunities, if you think about some examples, just that. Thank you.
the Nagolan coordinator, a quick clarification. What section are you talking? I'm so sorry, but I can't hear the beginning of the sentence. You want an example of something, but I can't hear the beginning. Can you write it maybe in Manuel, please?
Can you hear us now?
Andrea, West Romania, can you hear me? Andrea, West Romania, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. You mentioned in your report at 2.5 other section that you will also provide opportunities to the education department whenever they need it. So my question was about the fact that you was thinking about some examples of opportunities that you can provide to this department. Thank you.
Lena?
Yeah. I don't, sorry, I didn't have my report prepared, so I don't have, I just want to be sure to answer the question properly. Just 1 minute. I open it so I'll be sure to answer.
It's okay, take your time.
Sorry, I have the internet very early. Oh, I'm sorry. Others. So you're talking about the part where I talk about my collaboration with
Yes?
with the rest of the department.
Yes.
For that, I want to answer. So sorry, we're Elena, Green Coordinator. About your question about sharing other opportunities, I intend to plan meeting with at least the VP of each department for be more specific on the topic that are all in the team, because I want to have more knowledge on what's happening on all the team projects. Like I said in my quick update, I already had a meeting with the advocacy coordinator to be more aware of that. And I will try to have the same meetings with more of the team members to know more and have a more specific research on what they need. And even if we can't find opportunities right away, so I can instigate a more specific research for each department. So in the future, for the knowledge, it would be easier to search for specific opportunities for those projects. I hope I answered your question. Let me know if I didn't.
Thank you, Lena. Last point is the EPSA Slovenia.
EPSA, the EPSA Slovenia, in your report you mentioned you plan to organize workshops for member associations to help them apply for grants. Can you please share with us what your plans are regarding this? When do you plan to organize them? Is this before some specific deadline to apply for a grant? And would you perform them yourself or would you have an external partner do it?
Thank you, Shubhasa. Lena?
Lena, Green Coordinator. About that, I don't have for now a specific deadline in mind, but this is still a project that I'm willing to do. I think I will have a discussion with Charlotte EPA to see with her if it will be more beneficial for the team, for the member association to have this just with me, like a quick informal workshop, or if we should do more professional one with someone from external of the team. So that will be a subject of discussion, and for that I think I will start an email thread when all the programmation of how the workshop are going to work with all the member association, and I will let them know that I will be available for workshop. Like I think could be nice to work a little bit like the workshop for advocacy. Like I know the girls saying they vote every Friday. I don't know, every Friday of the month, the third Friday of the month, and each Friday of the month they can have a meeting with a member association if they want to have this workshop. And so I think I can do something like that to be more available and to match more with everyone's timeline and everyone's portfolio. So I think I will do something like that, but I will keep you updated when I have a discussion with, of course, EPSA. And I think I will have also with the input of Manuel on what he thinks is better because he has the experience of the position from the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. We had direct from VPEA.
Charlotte, sorry. My voice. I just wanted to say that we have a meeting with IHF Europe next week, and they are specialized in grants. They are coming to, when we'll be in Brussels, we'll meet them, and they are an organization that is basically helping also other organizations regarding grants. We got the contact from London, and basically also with this, we will try to assess how much it can be relevant for you guys. We wanted to have the first workshop like internally because we don't know basically what they will provide us, but afterwards it can be something that could be implemented, but we wanted to first align and assess together. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. The next point is the EPSA Slovenia.
Yeah, so this is Slovenia. A question regarding the possibility of cancelling the position of grant coordinator. Do you think your work could be distributed to other EPSA team members, and who do you think would be most eligible to take over the coordination of such an application for the grants in the absence of this position?
Thank you for this question. I was thinking that could be one question. What about the possibility of the position to be removed to the next mandate? We discussed it a little bit in the team, and for the moment we don't know because the workload of the EA departments is quite huge, and since I'm in the EA departments, biological thoughts maybe it could be these people who would take my workload, but it would be maybe too much for them because I know that each coordinator and the PA of the EA department has a very huge portfolio. So we didn't thought about that for the moment, and I don't think it could be a solution to give them all the workload because not really directly related to them. And The other thoughts would be maybe on the treasurer portfolio, of course, because it is financial issues, but of course, same as the EA department, the treasurer has a very huge portfolio, so we will have to discuss this if this is the decision that we all make at the end of the mandate.
Thank you, Lena. Other new pointers from Anne France.
Pauline and France, we would like to highlight the fact that it is really hard to apply to European grants from scratch. We are looking forward to see what EPSA can gain through grants. Thank you.
Thank you. Lena?
Lena, grant coordinator. From what I understood, you mean that you think EPSA should maybe do more like templates for grant application, for European grant application, is what I understood?
Okay, then clarification. Anne France?
Pauline and France, we would like to highlight the fact that it is really hard to apply to European grants from scratch. We are looking forward to see what EPSA can gain through grants. Thank you.
The grant coordinator for helping, for FM, like I said, from the papers that I want to write for the UIF grant, I think for all those grants we need to have very much more information on what's happening on that and what to do to what involves applying for a European grant, what are the things that remain for each application that are very important, what are the specifics, and yeah, like a more specific, bigger template could be a nice way to avoid beginning from scratch, like you said, totally from scratch. I don't know if I am clear.
Thank you, Lena. Is there any other new points regarding to Lena's report? I see that. Thank you, Lena.
Thank you very much. So,
we can move on to the next slide. And this is we will proceed the voting on the EPSA reports. I will start with reading the motion. The 66th EPSA General Assembly accepts the following Executive Assembly reports. 2023 to 2024 by President, Immediate Past President, Vice President of Internal Affairs, Secretary General, Treasurer, Vice President of Education, Vice President of Public Relations, Vice President of External Relations, Vice President of European Affairs. I'm opening floor for discussion on this motion. Clarification of Portugal.
Peter from Portugal. Since there is no report for the Secretary General, should it be there? How does this work? Sorry.
Is there there? I open for discussion of this motion. I see none. Madam?
No, President, in that case I close the floor for discussion on this motion.
And we will proceed voting on the motion. 66th EPSA General Assembly accept the following EPSA Executive Board of Assembly report 2023-2024. Is there any abstentions? Anyone against? And please for? Thank you. We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for. So this motion is carried unanimously. We are moving to the next slide. With reading the motion, the 66th EPSA General Assembly accept the following coordinators of Assembly reports 2023-2024. Grant coordinator, alumni coordinator, chairperson of the reception committee of the 19th Assembly, educational affairs coordinator, training coordinator, public health and social services coordinator, science coordinator, design coordinator, information technology coordinator, publications coordinator, social media coordinator, mobility coordinator, professional affairs coordinator, policy coordinator, trend coordinator. I'm open for discussion and direct. Oh, sorry, thank you.
No, President, we don't have a report on the chairperson of the 19th Assembly, so I would ask you to remove that one, please. The report will be presented at the next GA. Thank you.
Motion from Javier.
Come on, guys. Don't make me do a report now.
The floor for discussion is open.
9.15
Second.
seconds.
I'm opening for discussion. 9.15, Mr. President.
Yes, Bishop of Slovenia, we would like to remove grant coordinator from this motion and talk about it and vote separately.
Okay, and second. Is there any other comments on 9.15? I see none. Now,
No, President, I close the floor for discussion on this motion.
thank you, Madam. We will proceed on any other comments on this motion except the report. I apologize. We will proceed with motions on 9.15. So is there any abstentions? Anyone yet? Please work. We have 0 abstentions, 1 against, 22 for. So 9.15 is carried. And now we are for discussion on this motion itself. Grant coordinator report. And I guess there is. Okay. Now 9.15 is carried. So we will vote separately on this, and for that we can move on to vote for those reports.
Madam President, Lynn is still in the Zoom and she said that she's having a hard time hearing, so maybe I would recommend using just this microphone, please.
We will vote separately for grant coordinator report. Before that, we will vote for those reports without grant coordinator reports. So, I open the floor for discussion on those reports except the grant coordinator and up Portugal as report.
So we didn't choose it to be voted separately, but we are really satisfied with Antonio's report, the Educational Affairs Coordinator. We do think that he compromised a lot of other people's work, and we are expecting for the next GA that there could be better results, and seeing that the work that he compromised in the beginning is being actually done.
Piazza, this is Slovenia. We would like to ask the entire team to really to acknowledge our comments and our questions from that part of the GA, because we do love their work, but we do wish EPSA to be improved, and accepting the report means they're doing well, but also to keep doing it.
I see none. Or we have point of information containing.
Containing treasure, this is just a point of information from my side that since we divided the team fund into two parts, if you do not vote, if you remove this report, the team member in question will not receive the team fund from the first part of the Monday.
Madam President, they will not receive the team fund from the first part of the mandate and the second part of the mandate as well. They will not receive any team fund.
If there is no other comments, so no.
Madam President, I close the floor for discussion on this motion.
We will proceed voting on the motion 66. EPSA General Assembly accepts the following coordinators of the Assembly reports 2023-2024. Is there any abstentions? Anyone against? Who is for? Thank you. We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for. So this motion is carried unanimously. And we will move to the next slide. And this is the motion. The 66th EPSA General Assembly accepts the following coordinators' autumn assembly report 2023-2024 for grant coordinator. I'm opening floor for discussion on this motion, and Dushatasa has a new point.
Piazza, this is Slovenia. We suggested to vote on this one separately because we do feel like there have been a lot of things that were not done or not done correctly, and we were hoping with the answers we asked to get correct answers or answers we would be satisfied with, but we haven't received any specific timeline on the questions or don't really see a specific plan for improvement of the work. So we will be voting against the report.
Gabriel and France, we think it is really important to encourage Lena in her position. This is not the time to push her down, as she still needs to prove herself. If you wish EPSA to lose chances of gaining grants, this is a good way to start. The grant that was lost is one out of many, and we want to see the results before accepting her report. We want to, before not accepting her report, we want to give her a chance by voting for her report. Thank you.
Charlotte EPA, just since I'm one of the team members that is also the closest with Lena regarding the management of her work, etc. I do think that not accepting the report will have really, really bad consequences on her work and her motivation to stay with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. Next question, Portugal.
It is on Portugal. Oh, okay. It is out of Portugal. We lost half of the microphone, sorry. Also, there's a fluff ball going around. Please, if you find it next to you. I'll keep going. So we really think that this report explains more than just not getting the grant. This report reflects more than just not having gotten the grant. It reflects a lack of self-acknowledgement of and reflection of the work. It's compromised a lot of other team members' work, and it can be demotivating, but it's also part of staying in the team and coordinating her to make sure that she keeps doing her job even though we might or might not approve her report. It's your duty as an EPSA team member to keep doing your job regardless of whether your reports are approved or not.
Thank you, Alfred. Next one is Slovenia.
Yes, and the Success Slovenia, with not voting for the approval of the report, we do not wish to discourage her, but rather encourage everybody else, because we do feel like if somebody is doing their work well and somebody who isn't, that this should be brought up and make a difference.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Is there any other new comments on this motion? I see none. No.
No, President, in that case, I close the floor for discussion on this motion.
And we will proceed with the motion. The state as well as the following. The neighbors of the assembly, 3 constant and 3 4. And is there any abstention? Yes. With 4. Thank you. We have 3 abstentions, 15 against, and 5 for. So this motion is defeated. We are going to the next slide. Reading the motion, the 66th EPSA General Assembly assessed the Parliamentary Council of the Assembly for 2023-2024 and I'm looking for discussion on this motion. Is there any comment? No?
No, President, we were asked before for the concrete changes on the EPSA memorandum of understanding, and we have Sharon here with us, and she can give you some more concrete information on this point. Thank you.
Technical, can you repeat them? No?
No, President, sorry, I was distracted. Forget my points, it's not.
It's okay.
Yes, Madam President, I also close the floor for discussion on this motion, sorry.
Thank you. And now we will proceed voting on the 66th as the General Assembly assessed the Council of the Assembly. Is there any abstention? Who voted against? Who is for? We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for, so this motion is carried unanimously. We will proceed to the next point. Our agenda is the motion 66 as a general assembly.
I close the floor for discussion on this motion.
Thank you, Lena. And we will proceed voting on the motion to step. The Audit Committee, Audit Assembly Report 2023-2024, and is there any abstentions? Anyone against? Who is for? Thank you. We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for. So this motion is carried unanimously. The next point of our agenda is access memorandum of understanding, and I will call Charlotte for this one, or Anna. Charlotte. Sorry, we have technical from Switzerland.
Elena, in Switzerland, there's a comment from the live stream that PC doesn't speak loud enough and they can't hear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will use the mic with that. Bullshit there.
Oh, it's here, this.
Charlotte today. So I wasn't there this morning, but I got to know that you'd like to have some information regarding the specific changes that were done. So in terms of the MOU, we together with EPSA, we restructured a little bit some things that might not have been clear, and regarding concrete plans, we deleted the concept of new vote for the acceptance of new members to EPSAs. Since we thought it should be a formal vote and not a simple no one opposed. We added a possibility to reinstate a member of EPSAs in case the members did not approve the MOU on the first try, but did add a second vote. Then, I don't know if you would like to know the things that EPSA wanted to add and wasn't instated in the MOU, since there was a discussion within the executive to add also new things, but it wasn't instated.
We have technical from Anna France.
We didn't see any changes in the MOU. I don't know if it's the right document on the GA package. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Director President.
No, President, the document that we put in the GA package was really the final document, and it doesn't have the draft changes from the last MOU, because that's the one that we are going to sign. And the document was not created by ESSAS. Sorry.
Thank you, Manel. Other new point is Hub of Portugal.
Beatriz up in Portugal. In the future, we would like to have the MOU with the previous and future, even if it's just a copy of the document, so we can actually see what the changes are, and in most controversial cases, maybe the motivations for the changes, if you know them. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other new comments on this point? I can see now, so we can move on. And this is the motion. The 66th EPSA General Assembly adopts the amendment of the Access Memorandum of Understanding, and I'm opening for discussion on this. Since we are already discussed, I will go now to the floor.
Now, President, I close the floor for discussion on this motion.
Thank you, Manel. And we will proceed the voting on the motion. The 66th EPSA General Assembly adopts the amendment of the Access Memorandum of Understanding. Is there any abstentions? Who is voting against? And who is voting in favor? Thank you. We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for, so this motion is carried unanimously. We are proceeding to the next slide. This is the 19th EPSA Autumn Assembly Chairperson report. Chairperson discharge. Sorry. Javier. Floor is yours.
Javier, chairperson of the 19th EPSA Autumn Assembly. I didn't do anything. Just want to thank EPSA these 3 or 4 years I've been involved. The first as PC with my mates. Thanks for being here, trying to be impartial. I know you. And yeah, a lot of memories coming to my mind. I started, as I said, in the army. Okay, so then I started in Bulgaria in 2019. I knew of EPSA in a FET event, so this is also good for you to know that in your national events, EPSA can have a space for you to share EPSA events and get to know EPSA. This is so important because there I knew EPSA for the first time, and that's why I joined Sofia in Bulgaria. And then I joined my first, what? Hi people. So yeah, I had such a great time, and that's why I wanted to create an event. And COVID thing happened, but once we were better, I grabbed a team and we tried our best, even though some things might be maybe not that good. But in the end, we created such an event, and personally, I'm very, very happy for me first. Well, not for me first, for me. For my team first, they really, really deserve everything. They did such a great job. For my helping team, they are like they didn't know EPSA before this event, and we explained everything, and I think they did even more than great. And secondly, of course, EPSA team. The previous and this one, because this is something strange that happens with our autumn assemblies, that we start with a team and we continue with the next one. So thank you guys, all of them, especially, I don't want to miss anyone, so let's think. Kathy, the previous events coordinator, because she was always trying to help with everything, even during the Congress, he sent some messages. The rest of the team, of course, all of you guys, well, Marlene as BPIA. Yeah, all of them helped us, but and then to the rest of the EPSA team, of course, Dominica, thank you for being a great BPIA. And Dina, I don't know if she's here, but thank you for helping us a lot. To the rest, I won't be one by one, but thank you. One last thing, of course, because this is my last time in students' team, so I would want to thank Silvia and Gabriel for being great teammates as PC. And I think that's all. I have to present some reports, but I will take time. So I have until not the next year, the next one, right? And if not, they will warn me, so don't worry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the event. We tried. This is very difficult. I know there's not going to be another because you voted or something, I think. So just to encourage you that try. It's not easy, but it happens. So yeah, that's it. I didn't prepare anything, so I'm just talking. So I think this is the end. Thank you. I knew I was going to miss some. I will miss a lot of them, but of course, thanks to the LSS for also working on your national things and also for EPSA. And that's it. I really think that you are really into reading documents for the GA and writing things and all this stuff. This is also really important to take it serious. So thanks, and thanks everyone. Really. If I miss someone, don't take it personally. Thanks.
Thank you, Javier. Federico?
Dominic PIA, so I'd also like to thank you for everything, for all the amazing work you did, for like organizing this event that I think we can, I also think that I can speak on the behalf of the whole EPSA team when I say that we'll miss you a lot. We'll miss your energy, we'll miss your voice messages when you sing to us, to make our mood better. We'll miss your tomato song, which we still need the video from, so we can dance it when we get a bit sad. So thank you very much. It was absolutely amazing. It was a wild ride, but we enjoyed it with you, and I hope to see you sometime again in the future somewhere else.
Javier?
I have more dances. I can share with you. Thanks, Dominica. Of course, we will meet again. So just text me. You have a home in Madrid. Please warn me with a little bit of time. But my home is your home. All of you.
No questions here. We have new point of Katy, sorry. Yes, she's online. Katy, can you hear us?
You guys hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Kathy, Past Coordinator. I think this is at least the last time I will be saying something as Past Coordinator. I would also really shortly like to thank Javier and the whole RC for about the 2 years that we worked together. I'm very proud of everything that you guys have achieved. I still remember like the initial struggles on finances and also finding the people to fill in the RC. And I am very sad I couldn't be there to see the event involved itself, but from everyone I spoke to, and also from all the social media presence, I can only say it was a huge success. And you guys should be very, very proud of what you achieved. And I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you and with the whole RC, having you in the team as a chairperson, and I want to thank you for making my EPSA mandates way more joyful by always being positive in that.
Thank you, Katy. Javier?
Thank you, Katy. I don't know where to look at you, but thank you, Katy. Okay, it's here. Okay. Thank you, Katy. I really love you. I really miss you. We can chat. I don't see Katy now.
I'm here.
Katy, we will call each other. I really love you. It's what I have to say. Thank you. Oh, Theo, hi. Anna, nice. Sorry.
Thank you, Javier. Is there any other comments? We have new colleagues from Mumsa, Turkey.
Selam olsun Türkiye. I want to, sorry for my voice. I want to thank you so much because as a non-European country, we face many visa issues, and whenever we reach out to you, you address all those problems promptly, and it was really valuable for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Mumsa. Javier?
I know you know that's why you said thank you, but just for the rest, like we really tried every Turkish that was accepted during the event. I know some of them they couldn't, but we really tried, even though if we got an email at 2 a.m. and I was awake, we tried. Manel also knows this because he really helped also the very beginning. So we tried. I think we tried good because you are more Turkish than Spanish, so congrats on that. And yeah, come again.
Thank you, Javier. You say agree?
Especially with Ukraine, we just want to say thank you very much. It was awesome. It is amazing assembly, and we feel the Spanish vibe so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusuf. Next one is Bishop Slovenia.
Yes, and this is Slovenia. We would also like to thank you for organizing this event. We have had a great time. And speaking on just behalf of myself, this is probably my last EPSA event, and it was amazing, so thank you.
Thank you, Bishop. Is there any other comments? Mo?
I'm Jessica, trainers board member. On the behalf of all the trainers, we would like to thank you and the whole RC for always being there for us and helping us, even when we were like on critical positions and missing materials. You were always there for us and available to take us with your car to buy spaghetti or like Play-Doh. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, so Silvia Aluna. So I met Javier like 2 years ago when he first joined our BC group. We were missing one and he joined in. I just wanted to say that since then you were very keen on organizing an event, an EPSA event, and you were dreaming of materializing here in Alcalá. So here we are living your dream. So big congratulations to you for organizing this team and also for the working team and all the reception committee and all the helping team for organizing this really great event and for letting us, all the participants, experiencing this EPSA authentic event. So, and also as a bullshit, thank you for organizing an alumni weekend, really great. Thank you.
Thank you. We have another new point. From Subsa Cyprus.
I would like to thank you for your personal first events, but also for taking care of me like when I was sick yesterday. You didn't even know me. Very safe with my like okay. Like if you call me, which I didn't come to you, but you come and take care of me. Like, I want to thank you. Thank you for your
Thank you. Is there any other comments on here? I see none. So I think we can proceed voting. The motion reads the 66th EPSA General Assembly discharges Javier Seio Mayora, 19th EPSA Autumn Assembly Chairperson. And I will say, and is there any abstentions? Who is against? And who is for? Thank you. We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for. Congratulations. Thank you, Javier, once again for everything. So now we are moving to immediate past president discharge, and I'm giving the floor to Gabriel.
Alright. Dear General Assembly, it's hard to believe that this is the last time that I will stand before you, and it's hard to believe because probably it's not gonna be, but it makes it more dramatic if we pretend it is, so let's say it's goodbye. I'll be honest, when I was first writing this speech, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to give it a very positive note, because often during my mandate as president, I found it hard to find that positive note. In fact, in chemistry, in like secondary school, we learned that every chemical reaction has a limiting reagent. And in my mandates in student associations, I found that this limiting reagent sometimes it's money, sometimes it's our faculty, sometimes it's the partnerships that we get or that we can't get, and sometimes it's people, it's us, it's me. For those who read my nomination form a year and a half ago in Porto, you know that I was going crazy. I was feeling revolutionary about it. I wanted to turn EPSA upside down, change every project and activity, every procedure that we have to the dot, which was unrealistic to say the least, but you couldn't have told me that then. I had to learn it the hard way. As you know, year after year, we have trouble to fill the team. And year after year, we also have people that unfortunately during the year, for the most various reasons, drop. So some things are always left undone, and some other things are put on the shoulders of other people in the team, which can create a lot of pressure. And this reality was a bit of a shock to me, because it's amplified in the European level association. So I was a little bit disappointed in myself for it at the end of the mandate, for not being able to fulfill all my expectations, and especially the ones of my team members. But fortunately, and I recommend everyone 6 months as IPP to do the same as me, these past few months as immediate past president allow me to put things into perspective and understand that Rome was not built in a day, and even if it wasn't going to be by me. I can't even build a Lego set. Looking back at the last year and the work of the EPSA team 2022-2023, and also the first half of this year and the work that the EPSA team 2023-2024 is already doing, there were a lot of good memories created all over Europe that we will always cherish. And there are several milestones worthy of reference that I know we're all proud of. We simplified a lot of our internal procedures and documents. We brought back all EPSA events after the pandemic. We started releasing our first e-courses. We changed the EPSA logo just now. And again, I'm sorry that we couldn't take care of it before. We quadrupled our funding from partners, and shout out to our little star Teo Falah for that, for starting it. Kate, I know that you continue to do the good work. We changed the way we collect and store data for our policy work, and my personal favorite, as you all know, we took our biggest step towards interprofessional collaboration, which is one of our main advocacy priorities, and we signed a collaborative agreement for an interprofessional summer university in 2024, which is going to happen with students from 5 different healthcare fields. A lot more points could be highlighted, but for what happened and what's still to come, but I don't have all day, and I don't want to take you all day, so I will just take this opportunity to thank my team for building, for their work and dedication to EPSA, as well as the current team for building upon the work we did and for everything new that you have brought, and that I'm sure that you still will bring to the table. European pharmaceutical students are in good hands. Okay. And now it starts. As I mentioned, this moment marks the end of my 5th and last mandate in Student Association. So if you don't mind, I will also take the time to reminisce about the good times and thank a few special people that impacted my journey. If you do mind, I will still do it, sorry. Okay, if you do mind, I will still do it, but please know that you're not alone in minding it. My dad's at home, and I'm sure he's going to complain about every single obrigado I say today, and every single one that he had to hear in the last 5 years. I complained about it a lot, so some of you might already know that although I did get 5 mandates and serve the students for 5 years, I also lost elections slash selection procedures 3 times. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone who ever took a chance on me and encourage all of you here present to not give up if you ever receive a no, because there's no limits to what you can do and you can achieve that are not imposed by yourself. To start things off, you can click. I can click myself, okay. This was my team, hey. I would like to thank IFFWell, Lisbon, my second home during my studies, for introducing me to this world and teaching me what it meant to represent students, namely João Estácio, or as some of you might know him, my little co-big brother, who co-directed the International Relations Department with me in my first year at IFFWell, and who stood by my side both as a colleague and a friend in many other projects during these 5 years. A special obrigado also goes to Ricardo. Let's go. The most impressive president that I have ever worked with, and the example I always keep in mind in any leadership position. Tower. 1 down, a couple more to go. Thank you, APF Portugal, for their support in my path, especially to Bruno Alves, my pseudo Prime Minister of a godson, whose knowledge never ceases to amaze me, regardless of the fact that we seem to enable quickly on anything. Thank you, Sylvie Batsarka. It's just worse than when Sylvia Batsarka and Javier Seba Mayoral, my incredible parliamentary council members, for being the best team I could have ever asked for my first year in the international world. The least neutral hugs of all to you. I forgot your picture, sorry, it's here. Thank you, Chloe, the boss. The boss. The most impressive person I've worked with in the past 5 years, whose dedication never ceased to amaze me. I checked, and I still have 5 euros and 74 cents in the app, so call me if you want to go bike around Rome a little more. I am Marelli. Thank you to my executive, 2022-2023, for being a team inside a team, and especially thank you to my right arm, Maria Shining, for being my team inside a team inside a team, and an amazing worker inside a friend inside a mom. I love you with a red heart and a period at the end. Thank you, Katrina Silva, the person that was by my side since day one, singing Disney songs in math class, and who I wanted to be by my side until day 1 billion, singing Disney songs in the retirement home, because everything is better with her around. If you want to see what this woman can do, go to the next summer university that SS will organize in 2024. Okay. Thank you to my mom, Susie, for always encouraging me to follow my dreams, even when it meant crawling into my office so you don't appear on camera to give me dinner. Even though I haven't eaten with you all, you clearly do not deserve this warm meal. And last of all, thank you to all the students that I was able to serve in my journey. There were not enough hours to meet and talk to all of you, but I certainly tried. I hope you acknowledge that, and I will never forget the memories that we made together in the 19 countries that I visited, nor will I ever refuse an invitation for the 16 that were unfortunately left. In my local association, we're really proud to say that we're an association dos estudantes and not de estudantes, which in English would mean that we're not an association of students, but an association of the students. And albeit small, this wording change makes the whole difference. And I would like to encourage you all, police and other student representatives here present, to keep that in mind. EPSA, just like your national and local associations, should not be just something that students can belong to. It should be something that belongs to them. Obrigado a todos.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. Wonderful presentation. So, is there any comment? Up in Portugal.
No, please. Okay. Because I'm in Portugal, we just want to thank you for all your work. You've been an inspiration for all the students in Portugal on how you and what you achieved while you stayed in associations for this 5 mandates. So yeah, you're an inspiration to each and every single one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Any other comments? No.
Manel, President, it's always hard to say goodbye, but we just wanted to really thank you once more for all the help that you gave to our whole team, for filling in the gaps, for helping us with minutes, for giving us knowledge, for giving us motivation. You were always there, even when you couldn't send the OEM. You were there by text sometimes. But also at a personal level, I really wanted to thank you, Gabriel. Everyone has said it, everyone knows it, but you are really an inspiration, and you're a little star that makes everyone shine around you. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Javier and
Sylvia.
alumni PC. I already told you, thank you for everything. You really were a very good teammate for us. And I was very, I didn't know anything about EPSA when I joined, well, I knew about EPSA, but not very much. when I came to PC, and you really helped, you too. But you especially, so thank you for guiding us.
And I'm also very grateful for our experience together as a PC with you while we were in our ending 21-22. And I bet for you, EPSA was a bit of an accelerated development path that you took with all those roles and all those tasks that you had to do. But one thing I would say, I really learned from you is that you never missed the fun out of it, and you never get away from the fun part, and you never, I don't know, excuse yourself from the parties or something like this, which is something I need to learn sometimes. And I'm really grateful that we've been a great team as a BC, and I'm really grateful that now we are here and we are celebrating you for all of your accomplishments. So, big congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm a previous educational affairs coordinator. I think it's important to say thank you for what you've done. But unfortunately, in my opinion, it cannot always be only positive, and I'd like to emphasize that I'm not relating the 4 members of last year's team who had to go to therapy and my own burnout.
Thank you, Molly. Is there any other newcomer? After Switzerland?
Elena Azek, Switzerland. We would like to thank you for all the work and dedication that you have put into EPSA. We know there have been a lot of ups and downs, and it's part of the experience, and now we wish you that you can just rest after 5 years of association work, and you deserve it. Thank you.
So thank you, Gabriel, very much for your presentation and your work. And we will move on to the next slide. This is motion. The 66th EPSA General Assembly discharges Gabriel Franco, immediate past president 2023-2024. We'll proceed right to the voting. Is there any abstentions? Who's voting against? Who's voting for? Thank you. We have 0 abstentions, 0 against, and 23 votes for, and the motion is carried unanimously. Once again, Gabriel, thank you for everything. The next point in agenda is any other businesses, part 2. The EPSA 66 General Assembly. Is somebody online? Manel?
Just as we wait for Marina needs to join, we will proceed with reading some questions from the alumni, which we got after the fact.
Theo Fabad, alumnus. Is there the date plus MEP plus room confirmed in the European Parliament for the AR for the executive to decide to drop the partnership with DIA that was offering you one of the fanciest venues in Brussels for free with a lot of visibility during the DIA Europe event, especially since all the stakeholders are attending this event? If not, why canceling this without anything confirmed and taking the risk of being in the same situation as the two previous years, or even having nothing due to the financial situation?
Okay, I'm speaking.
EPA, we decided together with the executive not to proceed with the offer from DIA since during this time there was not a possibility to have a member of the European Parliament because the plenary was in Strasbourg and so there was no possibility for an MP to come to DIA and to come to this event in Brussels. We have currently 2 MEPs that are available to host to host the AR at the European Parliament. And yeah, thank you.
Kate, UPR, I just want to also share that after the decision was made, I had a meeting with DA to discuss this point, and our collaboration with them will be not damaged. They give a positive reaction on the situation, and we still collaborate on the leaders of tomorrow, which is a part of the DA event, and we all encourage you to participate. I encourage you all to participate in this event as well.
Okay.
William and Alphonse, concerning the annual reception, we learned a lot of new information during the GA, and we need more transparency about it. Can you give us the timeline with the decision that you have taken with the background, please? Thank you.
Charlotte? Technical madam?
No, President, I'll just ask for a minute then to align everything and give you a complete timeline so we don't forget. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Charlotte PA. So in order to recreate you the timeline, so you are aware of everything that has as fast and how it was done. During my handbook, during my handbook, we accepted the partnership with PIA, but there was no consideration regarding the plenary. So since PIA are proposing the place for one specific date, we cannot change this. And since it was during the plenary, it would mean that we will have no MP, so no direct contact with advocacy people that are the main focus of the AR. But this we discovered only in September because I was not aware about this during my handover. Of course, I will take everything about this into account when I will transmit my knowledge to my successor. Then, what happened is that we decided together with the executive that we will not proceed with the offer from the to have the place, the venue. Also because there was another session in the meantime of the slot of the AR, and this session was a platinum session where all the stakeholders will go. So basically, if there were also important people going to Brussels for DIA, they would have been in the platinum session. So it was also a decision on this matter because we wanted to include and prioritize important stakeholders at the and this would be detrimental because we will not have politicians, we will not have politicians, we will not have stakeholders because they will all be at DIA. Then we decided to not proceed with the venue. As Kate mentioned, it will not impact the relation with PIA that is going very well, and there are possibilities with the leaders of tomorrow. Everything is going smoothly, promotion is going smoothly, etc. So we informed them, they are aware, there are no problems regarding this. And I got to know 3 or 4 days ago that 2 MEPs, no, more, 1 week ago, I think, that 2 MEPs are available to host the annual reception. And that's, like, we don't have a concrete day now because we knew that there was a congress in the same time as the date proposed, the congress on EHP, so we couldn't align with the executive together with the date, but I opened an urgent email thread in order to discuss the date, and it's going to be communicated to you as soon as possible and as soon as an alignment is also found with the member of the European Parliament, because the availability mainly relies on them. It's very difficult since also there are the European elections, and this is something to take in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. Rita?
Theo Farag, alumnus. Just a comment on the report that was voted against. Try to have the same line of conduct when last year you vote for reports for people that do not work for all the year, and here you vote against the mid-mandate. It is a very nice way to motivate the person to finish the mandate and to work knowing she won't get any refund at all for all the year. French grant application is coming in 3 months, and that is way more easy to get. And when we see the financial situation of EPSA and the skills of French people to get this grant, I think this is the worst move you could have done to get those grants.
Thank you, Dominica. Okay, we have direct from France.
Gabrielle France, as stated by Theo Favard, we deeply regret the decision that was made. If he had resigned before the end of the mandate, this would be our decision that made her quit. We are all striving to improve EPSA in every way possible. We even voted to keep the position for now, and what are we doing? We're not only pushing her down, we also ruined her chances to be reimbursed for her entire mandate by voting against her report. This is deeply concerning, knowing that last year we voted for a report even though we didn't receive any grants. Good luck trying to apply for a French grant without a French coordinator. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? I don't see none.
Thank you. Madam President, I would just like to remind you, if you ever want to reconsider a motion that has already been voted, you can do so by proposing a 9.4 procedural motion. Thank you.
Mabina, can you hear us? Mabina, can you hear us? Yes, great. So, floor is yours. Mabina.
Hello everyone. So we have a small presentation with Iris. It's just 3 slides, don't worry about it. It's because we just wanted to let you know why we couldn't deliver the specific documents we couldn't deliver for the financial report, the final financial report of the Autumn Assembly that happened last year, 2022. And I think that Iris can go because it's also her area of the finances.
Yes?
Hello, from me. I'm sorry, I hope you can hear me. I can't open my camera, I have a problem. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, if you can move to the next slide. So I'm going we want to clarify the situation. So first of all, I want to say what documents we have and what we don't have. So here you can see the part of PROSA that says that the final financial report shall include the following files. So the first one, the financial books of the event, status and collection. So we submitted on time within the deadline on October 11th, and it's something that we had ready. The Excel with all the transactions, the income, expense, and the final balance of the Congress. Now, about the bank
Sorry,
statement.
Iris, can you speak a little louder? Because people in GA can hear you well.
Okay, yes. Is it like better now?
A little bit louder if you can.
Okay. Sorry. Let me check something because I have headphones.
Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, I removed my headphones. Okay, so the final financial books of the event we submitted within the deadline. Now for the bank statement. The transactions of the Congress happened during 2022 and the main part of the transactions and during 2023. For the 2022, we have an official bank statement for all transactions that we submitted within the deadline. For the 2023, we don't have that file because, as we know, we were going to receive some money from AMEC from the Annual Congress 2021. So, the deadline to receive this money was on October 5th, on 2023. So, I have to wait till October 5th in order to ask the bank for the statement of the bank transactions of the 2023. And this year, the 2023 includes only 18 transactions. Now, because the bank closed, and I will explain why, we aren't able to provide you with this document right now. Now, in terms of the contracts with sponsors, we submitted the contracts. There are some sponsors that didn't want to sign the contract, and we can do something about that. I mean, they paid, we can issue an invoice, so we can do something with that. And now, for the last part, any other relevant documents necessary. So almost all invoices and receipts have been uploaded to the EPSA file, the EPSA folder. We miss the invoice for the money from AMEC because the bank account is closed. Our accountant told us not to issue an invoice before we actually see the money in the bank account. So we don't have that, and we don't have 7 documents for bank fees because, again, I had to wait for the last transaction to download the document. And when the last transaction happened, that means the money from the A21, the bank had already closed and I didn't have access to the web banking, so I couldn't download the files. I just wanted to make sure to make clear that it's not that nothing was submitted or we didn't do anything. It's just small documents, of course, necessary to submit the final report. So if we can move to the next slide, to explain to you why we miss these documents. So the TPSF mandate lasts 1 year, from October to September of the next year. And the president is the legal representative of the team and it's the only beneficiary in the bank. It's the only one that is able to make transactions, all the passwords and extra pins come to their phone number, the only beneficiary. Last working day of every September, the bank locks the bank account and removes access to the bank's files because the outgoing executive board is no longer entitled to have access to finance. And this applies not only to the but every association, every company in Greece that have mandates of the executive board. And it makes sense. So the newly elected executive board can, from the first working day of October, legal department lead of the formation says that we are the new elected executive board, so the bank restores access to the account to the new president. Mabina and I said multiple times to the previous executive board and to the newly elected one that under no circumstance we shouldn't have lost access to the bank account. It was very clear that we needed this access to the bank account for the October. Now, a few days before October 1st, 6 out of 8 members of the newly elected executive board for the new mandate decided to quit unexpectedly last minute. It was a situation that we couldn't handle it because it was also sudden for us too. And Marina and I asked them, actually begged them, not to quit before October 1st, but to quit at like October 5th or October 6th, because in that case, we could send a document to the bank at October 1st that the new executive board is this one, the president is this one, the bank would let us access the bank account, we could download the document in Think, and we could make sure that we receive the money from Amex and issue the invoice, and after that, they could quit, and nothing of this would happen, nothing would change to them too, and we wouldn't face this problem right now. And we also clearly told them that if we lost access to the bank account, it's very possible to lose our voting rights during the DA, but of course, it was the normal thing to do so. And not only that, but right now it is very possible to have a payment from the tax office because it's 2 months now, but we don't have an executive board, and it's something that's not possible increase. Now, if we can continue to the next slide. Okay, and another thing that I want to say is what it means what the new executive board created before even sign that we are the new executive board. So we have to contact the previous executive board to call for an emergency GA. And we found a great difficulty communicating with the previous executive board and the previous president because he didn't answer to our text. Anyway, we managed to have an emergency GA on October 9, 29. Problem is that for the state value, we should have 1/4 of the members, which we didn't. So there was a second GA on November 3rd, and this was the GA to call for the elections, to call for emergency elections. And after that, according to our strategies, we have a second emergency GA that we present the candidate, and we nominate the electoral committee. Again, the first GA forum, so we went to the second GA, and now we are going to have our elections on November 15th. I just wanted to explain that this is a very time-consuming process. We try to do it as fast as possible. So we probably were going to have our executive board within November, send the paper to the bank, and have access to the bank account until December, and then be able to send the 6 or 7 missing documents. And then we can go to the last slide. I just wanted to explain a little better about the debt that is related to the Congress. So we have to a loan, 13,000 euros, because the hotel wanted to be paid completely before the start of the Congress, and some sponsors wanted to pay after that. So we had to take a loan. We can talk more about that when we are going to have our final financial report ready. So out of these 13,000 euros, 3,000 euros already have been returned to the person that loaned us the money. Now we have 1,270 euros and 72 cents available in the bank account, which is closed, but we know that it happened. We also have 3,007 euros and 3,702 euros from the AC21. This is the 25% of the RC fund that was going to go to Slovenia, and Slovenia decided to send it to us, and it was voted during a DA. And the 50% for the EPSA that also was voted during the DA to be sent to us. And in addition to that, we have 1,208 euros, which is the 20% profit of the RC. AMEC, as a team, decided to send it to BSF, and again, big thanks to EPSA, to the Slovenian team, and to the French team. And finally, we have 2,480 euros from a sponsor that they still haven't paid. Now, what's the problem with the sponsor? This sponsor wants to pay with a check, not with bank transaction. They have told us, and we signed, because we have a contract with this sponsor, a signed contract, that the check would be sent to us until April 2020. We haven't received the check yet, and we will handle this issue with our lawyer, but the check is going to be like to the president. Only the president is responsible to receive the check. And if we don't have a president, we can't call the sponsor to pressure them to send us a check, because first we have to have a president. And with that, The only debt is 1,247 euros. Okay, this will be paid back until the December of 2024. Now, the members of the newly elected executive that quitted said, most of them, that they quitted because of the debt, because they can't handle a debt like that, which is just 1,000 euros. And with their choice, there is 8,752 euros that we have and we can send to pay back our debt. I mean the euros that are still on the bank account, the euros from the AC21 and the euros from sponsors. We have them, but we don't have access to them. Okay, that's it from my side. Sorry, I was like too frustrated, but it's like a difficult situation to handle, and we can have your questions. Or if Marina wants to add something.
Thank you, Iris. Do we have any comments? Marina?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we're really sorry we had to put this as an emergency topic during the AOBs and keep you more. It's just that during this Congress, since it was a very difficult situation altogether, we managed, and we're really proud of that, to be fully transparent with everything that was happening. We did our best, and we felt it was a pity and quite a disgrace to also our whole efforts, and also to the GA to not explain why we were not able within a year from the Congress to send all the documents. So yeah, that was it. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Marina. We have your point for Madam.
Manuel, President, I just wanted to thank both Marina and Iris for all the work that they have been putting into this. I know that you've encountered obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and I know that you want to continue your lives and put the Congress behind as a memory, a happy memory for most of it. But we really thank you for all the efforts that you're doing into regularizing the situation and all the transparency that you've been having with us, and we're really grateful for it. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have your point from EPSA.
Elena, to be in Greece. So we wanted to state that in September, Andy Papadopoulos is the president since the new elected president hadn't taken over, and she hadn't answered to the treasurer, Iris, as she said, since August, and she didn't make an expanding legalization in advance, so we would have access to the bank account and have the missing parts. She didn't make the so that's why we hadn't access to the bank account. And for the new elected members that resigned from the 6 out of 8, all of them stated, most of them, that if they knew about the financial situation of EPSA, they wouldn't have take part in the elections in the first place, and they weren't aware of the situation, and that's why they resigned. Sorry.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Any other new point? Okay, in the front.
We didn't understand what is the plan for the rest of the amount that there is to pay. Are you waiting for a president to reimburse it, or EPSA will pay it? Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. We have the point from I, of the committee.
Kai, ACM1, we again want to highlight that we as audit committee advise the EGA to lay it on the table, because referring to these terms of reference and standing orders, they were not met and we were not able to audit because there was also no financial report presented.
Thank you, Kai. Iris?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last question from Anna, but was it to us or to audit committee? Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Do you want them to repeat their comment?
If it's to us, yes, but if it's something that already have been answered, then no, we can continue. We don't have to fault you more.
Okay, Anna?
Pauline Alphonse for the. Okay. Sorry, Pauline Alphonse. So I'm asking the question to you, Iris. So we didn't understand what is the plan for the rest of the amount that there is to pay. Are you waiting for the president to have access to the bank account, or is it EPSA who will pay it for you? Thank you.
Iris?
We didn't understand what is the plan for the rest of the amount that there is to pay. Are you waiting for a president to have access to the bank account, or is it EPSA who is going to pay it for you? Thank you.
Navina Hedarek. Before this.
Yeah, it's because I'm honest to hear the question, and so I wanted maybe to save some time. So what happens is that we need for a president, a secretary, and a treasurer to be elected so that we can have the document that says that we have an executive board. That's the document that the bank needs to open again. So after the elections, if we elect the executive board, they will just fill this document and the bank will open. They have no reason to keep it closed. So this is how we will proceed.
Thank you, Navina. Yes?
Okay, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I is participant. And also, if I understand correct the question, we want to have a president, a new elected executive board, So we have access to the account. We send the 1,200 euros to see if we have received the 5,000 euros in total from ANEF, because our accountant told us that because now the bank account is blocked, maybe the transaction from ANEF never reached our account, but we can't be sure, so we have to have access to see about these 5,000 euros. And then the rest money, the 1,275 and 28 euros, is money that EPSA has to find from different activities like webinars or congresses or different types of income to return. It's not something about EPSA.
Thank you, Ines. Is there any other comments on this point? I can continue point, and we can do the next slide. Okay, is there anything you want to discuss besides all of them? First, on the front.
Pauline and France, we would like to talk about the general organization of the GA. It seems like there is a lack of communication in the team. Indeed, some modifications were made, and the parliamentarians were not informed. Moreover, these are other. Moreover, there are other issues that we would like to put forward. The agenda changed multiple times during the GA. Some documents were put in the GA package really late. For example, the executive motions, it should have been available sooner. Some methods need beforehand preparation, as we need to consult our board and our students. Moreover, the fact that the motion approving the new logo was only presented to us the day of the vote, and it is not acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuel.
Madam President, we hear your comments and we apologize once again for the lack of organization in this GA. We'll really try to do and we'll do better for the next one. And apologies for everything that we pushed you through. Thank you.
The next point was EPSA.
Anna EPSA Latvia. So we want to discuss one more question. And as we all know that EPSA now has a new identity, and that is why there will be a necessity to create new voting cards, obviously. And the new question arises, like what we will do with old ones. And we would like to draw your attention that now in this room, most of the delegates are wearing green color. So maybe we should stay green. And LPSA is offering to continue acting green, obviously, and give the old cards to the members for their archives to preserve it in the history and not to throw it away. Thank you.
Thank you, LPSA.
Martha, Secretary General, this actually had been something previously discussed among the executive, and yes, we have considered giving the cards to the member organizations, so this will happen. You can take them.
Thank you, Martha. Is there any other motions there?
Madam President, you can take them, but we still need to do the roll call. We're going to collect them, then we're going to give it again. It's a whole process.
Alexandra?
Alexandra, mobility coordinator. I'm sorry, this is not going to be a fun point, and I know that maybe you're about to say it will have consequences, but I couldn't leave this GA today without addressing the room and addressing you, Alexis, to tell you what I want to tell you now. I'm going to go back to the voting, the report of the grant coordinator, and I'm going to tell you one thing. Today, I'm in utter, like, I do not understand how we can be so hard on each other as students, how we can forget who we are as students. We can forget that at the end we are students who are judging students. And for those of you who were present in the team meeting, and were present in the discussion regarding team engagement and the pressure that the team is facing, and a lot of people were asking, why are we so stressed? Why are we giving ourselves so much pressure? Why is our mental health so affected by EPSA work? And I want to say this is exactly why our mental health is affected by EPSA. Because we give everything, we try to do as much as we can, and at the end we come here and you only see the negative part of our work, and I don't know how to say that in a nice way, but you destroy our work like it has never been before. You you undermine everything that we have done. I do understand that maybe you are not satisfied with the work of Lena, and you are right, because as representatives of the country, you are here to state your opinion, to make sure that we are doing our work. But for me, what is sad today is that you did not give her a chance. You could have at least, in my opinion, only personal, it does not represent the EPSA team, you could have at least gave her a chance for the future report, just to let her at least try another time before destroying her experience in EPSA. And I want to highlight something. I do not know if I am allowed to share this, but I'm going to share it. As you might know, our president has conducted internal team assessments. And in this internal team assessment, one of the questions he asked was, what is our biggest fear in EPSA? I replied to this question by saying that my biggest fear in EPSA is that one of our team members will leave the team having had a bad experience, having had the worst associative experience, and leaving on a negative note. And I want to say that today I think that my biggest fear happened in EPSA. Anyway, I thank you all for your question, for your motivation, for your application, and your involvement in your associations and in EPSA. And I don't know what will be the consequences of this, and what will be your actions or your opinion about this, but I just wanted to share this, and I hope you will accept the fact that I shared it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Floor, KPC from the Netherlands. Thank you for sharing your opinion on it. I would like to say that I'm very sorry for the girl whose report has been rejected, and I feel like it is very sad that she especially lost all the money for her mandate. I think that is something maybe a different topic, but I think that's a big thing to consider concerning mental health, pressure, etc. When you say that okay, people cannot get their money, and I'm not saying that people voted wrong because we have the same vote as the majority, because we want to vote objectively and do not want money to contribute to our vote. But the fact that she loses the money is, I think, something structurally wrong and maybe unethical. So maybe that is something that executive or EPSA could consider to maybe make another decision on that, so people could vote more objectively and it won't have such a big impact. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new comments? I can see now. We have Anna France.
Anna France. We would like to remind you that we have a relation coordinator for the French delegation, and that you can contact her if you're interested. Thank you.
Is there no new comments? We can proceed to the next slide. And this is the closing word of the President for the 66th General Assembly. Manuel?
No, President, thank you for all your comments, your participation, and we will now propose the roll call and follow up with the closure of the 66th EPSA General Assembly.
Martha, Secretary General, I will now perform the roll call. So, EPSA Cyprus, CCPSI Czech Republic, ANEP France, BPHD Germany, LPSA Latvia, SMD Lithuania, delegated votes from Tours Estonia, KNPSV the Netherlands, NUPSA Norway, delegated votes from PIPSA Finland, DPSA Poland, delegated votes from AFOP Austria, APEC Portugal, FASFA Romania, NAFSA Serbia, SPSS Slovakia, Bishopus Slovenia, delegated vote from CPSA Croatia, SNAP Sweden, AZEP Switzerland, UPSA in Turkey, UPSA Ukraine, PPSA United Kingdom. Martha, Secretary General, I have collected 23 voting cards.
Madam President, I suspend the standing orders, and this is the end of the 66th General Assembly. Thank you, everyone.